Hey guys, me Dave. It's what is it? 220, 223, I think. I can't see. They make my eyes so blurry I can hardly see. Unless I put on readers. So I thought I'd do a video tonight. It's what is it? It's Tuesday night. Still snowing all day up here. My truck wouldn't even start. I went out there to start it. I thought, I better go, start my truck up today and run it a little bit and stuff. It wouldn't even start. My battery is dead and stuff. We're still getting snow. We're not plowed out. People were saying, "Oh yeah, the garbage man's gonna come tomorrow and all this stuff." Yeah, they're not coming. It's there's too much snow out there. They're not gonna come and do the garbage. So anyway, I want to talk about torture chambers. Okay, I'll tell you my experience early on in my program. I think it was what was it, 2016? 2016. Um, no, maybe it was 2015. I think it's hard to keep track when you've been in this program so many years. I think 2015, early on in my program. It was the very first time I got locked up in the psych ward. They didn't diagnose me. They didn't do anything. They held me for 3 days, and they let me out on the third day. They didn't diagnose me. I wasn't tortured in there. I wasn't, anything. I was being remote neural monitored. I had no idea what it was at the time until I did my research and everything else. But so the very first time I got locked up, it was for 3 days. I didn't get diagnosed. Nothing. I got let out of there. Okay, now I came home and I was being gang stalked. I thought all these people were coming to hurt me. They were coming to the house and all this stuff. They were acting like they had guns and they were going to kill me. And it was just a very horrible program. They were doing all this. They had a big budget, unlimited cash, and they had all these people at the park surrounding my house, coming to the house, acting like they were going to come and hurt me. And I was paranoid. These weapons can make you paranoid. They can make you paranoid. Um, okay, so then we get to the point where I got locked up a second time. Okay, now I got locked up a second time. I didn't know what was going on. I knew there was people around. I thought they were after me and all this stuff. Um, I actually went to the psych ward on my own. I didn't know what was going on. Subliminally, I think they were telling me to go there. I had my brother take me down there. It took 4 hours for me to get in there. They didn't want me to go in there, you guys. They did not want me to go in there. Okay, now these groups are on different pages, you guys. The torturers, the contractors, they want everything bad for you in the whole world. Okay, now some of these agencies are on a different page. They did not want me in that psych ward. They did not want me in that psych ward. They gave me every opportunity to walk away. And if my brother wasn't there and I went down there myself or my relative or somebody, I would have walked away. They gave me every opportunity. Even the nurse checking me in, she's like, "You don't want to go on the psych ward. People are in there with blankets and sucking their thumbs and everything else. You don't want to go in there." And they gave me every opportunity to walk away, and I didn't. Okay, no. These guys, I was watching them. They were taking over. They're taking over the little section there. These agencies, they were in there. It was unreal. Um, so they got me in there. They're like, "Oh, there's no rooms. All the rooms are taken up, and all stuff. You might have to go to Virginia, Minnesota to get in there." Da, da, da. I mean, they gave me every opportunity to walk away, and I didn't do it. The reason being, they didn't want me to get tortured like I did get tortured. Okay. Now I want to talk about torture chambers. Okay. Now they put me in a fake psych ward, you guys. It's not magic. It's not special powers. It's nothing. All they did was take over a wing of the hospital that they weren't using, and they filled it with perps. That's all they did. That's all they did. They had some fake nurses in there. They had some real nurses in there. They had people in there. I don't know who they were. Were they from an agency? Maybe. Were they contractors? Maybe. I don't know. But they tortured the hell out of me for 11 days. No sleep for 11 days. They let me sleep one night out of 11 days, like right in the middle there. I was being tortured 24/7. The room I was staying in, they turned into a torture chamber. They turned it into a torture chamber. They really did. They had freezing cold air conditioning blown in just my room. It was freezing cold. I had a little sheet for a blanket, and I had a thin little blanket on top of that. Okay. I was shivering. I was cold. I was being tortured. I was being harassed by these gang stalkers. They made my room into a torture chamber. They did have me have a roommate. Well, coincidental. His name was Dale. He was a big fat guy. Dale. I have a brother named Dale. So his name was Dale. And he was a big fat guy, older guy, probably in his 50s, wearing a diaper. He was wearing a diaper, by the way. He was wearing a diaper. These people will do anything, you guys. They will do anything. They will show their ass off. They will wear diapers. They will do all kinds of things. Spread their legs for you. They will do anything for reactions. These people have no morals, you guys. They don't care. They will do anything they're told. Anything. So I had this roommate. He was a perp. He was one of the contractors. He was someone kind of up there. And he was wearing a diaper. Wearing a diaper. And he was perping me and all this stuff. They were saying horrible, horrible, horrible things to me. They were acting out all kinds of skits. They were doing like a mafia skit where they had this old guy as a mob boss and all this stuff. They did another skit where they were teaching a younger guy how to, torture me and everything else. They were doing all kinds of skits. They one of the things they said they were gonna drag me from a back of a truck. They were gonna drag me. Now keep in mind, I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid as hell. I don't know. I thought all this stuff was real, you guys. I thought all this stuff was real. Okay, so one of the skits was they were gonna drag me in back of a pickup and drag me down the road. Tie me up from back of pickup and drag me down the street. Okay, now they said something jokingly. I didn't get it because I was paranoid. And I was sleep deprived for days. They're like, oh, well, we're going to have to roll his pants up because they're kind of long. But we're going to drag him from a truck down the street. Okay. Now, another thing was they said they were going to inject me with heroin. They were going to inject me with heroin and throw me in an alleyway, overdose, and I believed it. I was sitting there praying, I was crying, I was doing everything. I thought all this stuff was real. I thought this was real. I thought they were going to kill me. I really did. They did some other horrible things to me. They made my heart pump so far out of my chest, I could not catch my breath. I came out of my room. I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. The hospital was right across the street. I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. Am I going to die? And this guy was a fake worker. He was a contractor or someone, CIA, FBI. I don't know who he was. But he shed a tear. These guys can act, you guys. They can act. They can win an Emmy. He shed a tear down his face. He's like, no, you're not going to die. And then he turned his back on me. And I went back to my room. You know, I was so paranoid. They had me so paranoid. They did such horrible things to me in that 11 days. If anybody knew what they have done to me in that 11 days in that hospital, what was in the psych ward, it's, well, the hospital is across the street, but we have another building across the street where they have the psych ward, they have a burn center, they have other things there. So it's not, it's part of the hospital, but it's not in the same building. Um, so they made my heart pump out of my chest. This is during the night, you know. I thought I was gonna die. I mean, there's probably damage to my heart, you know. So I came out of my room. Am I gonna die and all this stuff? And he shed a tear and he's like, "No, you're not gonna die." Um, I went back in my room where I grabbed a cup of coffee. There was a cold coffee. So I might have grabbed a cup of coffee and stuff. And then some girl came out and she was reading the Bible. Like if I was going to die, she's sitting there reading verses from the Bible, you know. It was just dramatic. It was a big, dramatic act. It was a huge act that these people were involved in for days, 11 days. Now, they said they were going to slit my neck, you know, and they're like, well, we can't slit his neck in the room because it'll get the floor all dirty and all this stuff. You know, I was convinced they were going to kill me. I was so paranoid. It was so real to me. It was unbelievable, you know. And then they turned my room into a torture chamber, which I was in there most of the time, you know. But they would say, well, is it cold in there? Do you want to, you know, you can grab extra blankets if you want to. You know, so I'd go grab a couple extra blankets because they had the air conditioning blown in there. I mean, it was just blown in there like crazy. You know, it was unbelievable. I'm telling you, if anybody found out what they did to me in that 11 days, I would be a multi-millionaire because it was so bad. Oh, my battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna have to cut this off. So torture chamber. You know, they want to turn our bedrooms into a torture chamber. They want to keep you isolated in your bedroom to turn it into a torture chamber. They want to turn the stuff into a torture chamber. They want to isolate you. They want you alone. They want you in your bedroom. They don't want you getting out of your bedroom. You know, really, if they had it their way. So they put me in a torture chamber for 11 days. And then I really got it when I got out of there. I really got tortured for a year. I was in my room for a year, no TV, no nothing, for a year, getting tortured. V2K and everything else. It was horrible, you guys, horrible. So I just wanted to talk about that. You know, that's what they try to do. They try to create a torture chamber to keep us in. You know, and that's what they do. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut that off. My battery's dying, so I gotta cut this off. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys doing well, and I'll talk to you later.